Hello FPL managers and welcome back for another video. My name's Jack and today we're discussing our transfer plans for double game week 19 as there are quite a few fixtures and players to go over. If you guys are looking forward to this video, drop a like and subscribe, and to stay up to date with all of the recent FPL videos, click that notification bell, and with that being said, let's jump into the video. So first of all, let's have a look at how the team has got on in game week 18 so far and discuss some weak points and potential players on the horizon of a transfer out. Starting off with the goalkeeper, I'm pretty happy with Danny Ward right now. He was able to produce 18 points in game week 13, which wasn't the worst considering that he was playing Liverpool away. He did pick up a save bonus point and also got a normal bonus point as well. And if he did get one more save, he would have had an extra save bonus, and who knows if he could have moved up to 2 bonus points. But still, very happy that he's at least been able to produce 3 points away to Liverpool. Looking at the defenders, though, there are a couple of talking points here. Mainly Cancelo and Ben White. Trippier, of course, no issues there. He's been superb for Newcastle. Now 14 returns in 17 games across this season for FPL, and continues to pick up bonus points when Newcastle get themselves a clean sheet. Cancelo, on the other hand, has been benched 2 games in a row for Manchester City, and fortunately for our side, didn't come on in game week 18. And since we did have Andreas Pereira sitting in the first bench position with an assist, he is going to come onto the pitch, which definitely is very helpful to the squad. Ben White, on the other hand, though, he's not been the most impressive for Arsenal, and now Arsenal's fixtures do take a slight turn before their double in game week 23, as in game weeks 19, 20, and 21, they definitely don't have the easiest fixtures. So he's a player that I could look to upgrade with 0.6 left in the bank, and I look to target some players that have better fixtures coming up and also better double game weeks coming up, especially since Chelsea and Fulham do have that double in game week 19. And then as our last starting defender, Cucurella hasn't yet played in game week 18, but I'm hopeful for some returns for him against Nottingham Forest away. Looking to the midfielders, right now it's probably my most confident position in the team, as Saka, Salah and Martinelli all have looked very, very good from open play in their first couple of games back from the World Cup break. Obviously, Salah did fail to return in his match in game week 18 against Leicester, but he did have very good underlying numbers. He had the highest XG on the pitch and one of the highest expected assist stats so far this game week as well, with around 0.3 for that match. And then Saka and Martinelli have made it 2 goals in their first couple of matches back from the World Cup, so no reason for those guys to be removed from the team, and I'm happy that I stuck with Saka over Marcus Rashford, as he did outscore him by a singular point in game week 18. And then looking at the lads up top, there are a couple of talking points here whether or not to hold on to Darwin Núñez, as he's got Brentford away and he's not been in the best form for Liverpool in terms of converting his chances. But saying that as well, he was able to produce 5 points in game week 18 with a very fortunate assist, as his shot was deflected onto the post, and then Fage did concede the own goal from trying to clear it, but it went into the back of the net. So that was definitely a very fortunate return for Núñez. Otherwise, Haaland, very solid once again, got himself his goal, very consistent to have on captains, very happy with him. And Mitrovic did also miss a penalty, which was very unfortunate in his game week 18 fixture. He recorded 0 points, so it could have been so much more. If he got himself the goal, he would have been on 6, and then he could have got himself a bonus point as well, or a couple of bonus points, taking him up to 7, 8, or even 9 for that match. That definitely could have changed my outlook on him, but he's still getting lots of chances for Fulham. That's the main thing, so happy to have him in the side, especially since he has a great double game week in game week 19, which we will discuss a little bit further later on. Quickly looking at the bench, Andreas there I'm very happy with, and he's a player that I'm looking to start in game week 19, as he does have those 2 fixtures. Rodrigo has blanked for a second week in a row with 3, but to be fair, he has versed Manchester City and Newcastle, who are 2 of the stronger defences in the Premier League this season, and Patterson remains in the 3rd bench position with 1 point. So coming into the last fixture of the match day, we do have 52 total points, which definitely isn't the worst. We've obviously just got the 1 fixture to go with Cucurella, and hopefully he can produce a clean sheet, if not getting himself an attacking return. And our rank has pretty much stayed the same from the beginning of the game week, as we still sit around 620k. So with all that taken into consideration, let's have a look at a player that we're looking to remove from the squad and some potential replacement options. So after looking at all of the 15 players in our squad right now, Ben White is probably the one that we're looking to remove from the squad the most. Cancelo definitely is another player that could depart from the team, but with the increased busyness in the fixture schedule for Manchester City, plus a fixture against Chelsea coming up, I do think he's going to be prioritised in this fullback position, as this is a very big game, very important one for City. So for now, I'm not looking to move Cancelo out, as of course when he does play, he is very efficient with his point scoring. Ben White, on the other hand, has failed to keep a clean sheet in each of his last two, and Arsenal do have three fairly tricky fixtures coming up from a defensive perspective. So before game week 23, we could look to target another defender and then maybe bring Ben White back in around that time. Looking at some options here, Thiago Silva could be a great replacement and is right on the cusp of our budget at 5.4. He has a fairly low ownership of 7.3% right now, and obviously does have that double in game week 19 against Manchester City and Fulham. Man City definitely isn't the easiest fixture from a defensive perspective, getting themselves a clean sheet, but Fulham away definitely does present itself as a better opportunity. And looking at the predicted points for game week 19, it was surprising to see Thiago Silva actually has the second highest predicted points for game week 19 by Fantasy Football Fix with 6.8, which is definitely a return that I would be looking to take. He does have decent underlying numbers as well, with 3 clean sheets and 2 assists, as he can get forward, of course, from the corners and maybe provide the attacking return occasionally. His expected clean sheet stat isn't too bad as well at 4.28, and is the second highest out of players on this list of White replacements, and his XA obviously is pretty low, as his main goal and assist threat does come from corners. Looking at another potential replacement here, it definitely isn't my favourite option to replace him, but it's Pascal Stroke. This Leeds side was able to get themselves a clean sheet away to Newcastle this week, which is definitely a big 1 point for them, as they're looking to scrap to stay in the Premier League, and drawing to a side that's been as good as Newcastle this year is a big achievement for them. And they have some great fixtures coming up as well, starting with West Ham at home in game week 19, which I think is a very underrated single game week fixture, especially considering how poor West Ham's form has been recently, and especially how poor their goal scoring form has been recently. So if this Leeds defence can build off the clean sheet against Newcastle in game week 18, I'm sure they'll be looking to extend the run from game week 19 onwards, whereas that all the fixtures from now up until game week 25 only have a maximum FDR rating of 3, which is definitely very, very good. He has also provided 2 goals and 2 assists from open play, so he has been very good from that perspective as well. With 4 attacking returns, he's shown that he can get forward from a fullback position and provide that attacking threat for Leeds, which is another string to his bow. So at 4.5, definitely not the worst option, and his ownership is extremely low with just a 0.8% ownership right now. His expected clean sheet stat's not bad at 3.26, and his XA stat is also fairly high with 2.02, which is higher than quite a few of the other higher owned and higher priced defender options. But he isn't projected to score the best in game week 19 with 2.9 points, but I do think he can outperform that, considering Leeds are coming off a clean sheet and Strack can offer good bonus point and attacking potential. And as the third replacement option here, it is Timothy Castagna. He's coming in at the same price as Ben White right now at 4.7. His ownership is also fairly similar with 10.2, and he did have that incredible run of form right before that World Cup break began for Leicester, as their defence did improve quite significantly, and he was able to get forward and provide those occasional attacking returns. He does have Fulham at home as his single fixture in game week 19, which is definitely a great opportunity to look to start Castagna, as looking at the fixtures for our defence in game week 19, it isn't actually the best outside of that Cucurella double game week, so Castagna could be a great option to step in and start against Fulham at home, as Arsenal's fixture against Newcastle from a defensive standpoint could provide a couple of headaches, as Newcastle's defence has been firing recently. Obviously they weren't the best against Leeds, but in general this season they have been very, very good at scoring goals. Castagna as well, 7 clean sheets across the season, which is a good output with 2 assists, and his expected clean sheet stat is the highest out of any player on this White replacements list with just over 5, and he does have a decent XA of 1.51 as well, so he is definitely a player to consider if we're looking for a good short-term punt before we switch back to those Arsenal assets, whether they have that double in game week 21 potentially, or once they go back to guard the double game week 23, we can look to get their players back in. But as far as short-term punts go, I'm happy with these 3 picks here. Thiago Silva definitely is my favourite option. Obviously with that double, he could be a very nice pick, and then we look to transfer him out back to Ben White to capitalise on that double game week that Arsenal do have coming up. Thanks for watching today's transfer plans for Game Week 19. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you are liking the FPL content, then click the like button and subscribe. And if you are looking forward to some more videos coming up very shortly, click that notification bell, as the content will be coming thick and fast with a busy fixture schedule around this time of the year. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.